Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm just checking in before I let this rant fly. This is now the next day since I made this recording originally. Millie Weaver has been indicted, and we're going to go over her specific charges here in just a second before I get into my rant. And I just want you guys to know that last night I uploaded her full documentary to my BitChute account. I will put a link to the documentary on my BitChute account in the description of this video. I didn't even want to upload it to YouTube because I just know it's going to be taken down. It's going to be censored. That's my assumption. Either way, I uploaded it to BitChute because I didn't want to have to worry about any of that. So you'll see the link to her full documentary in the description. It's probably the most comprehensive documentary I've ever seen in my life on parallel platforms, pre-crime, all that CPIC stuff I was talking about in Chicago. I made an episode about it just the other day. She's blowing the door wide open on that CPIC type data consolidation that I was talking about and predictive policing. So it's an important documentary, and she was absolutely served a secret indictment because of this documentary. And because of the nature of an unsealed indictment, we're not going to really have the low on what happened to her until after the arraignment. And of course, conveniently, they arrested her on Friday, so there's nothing she can do except sit in prison for 2 days waiting to be arraigned and hopefully released on bond. And courts do this because they suck. So she could have been arrested on Friday for that reason, or it could have been the documentary. I will say this, the documentary is so good that it exposes the fact that they were using these pre-crime type data mining projects to poison jury pools. So it's going to be a little confusing how she's going to get a fair trial after releasing a documentary that craps all over the jury pool system that has been set up in our judicial system. There's a reason why Roger Stone didn't have a single Republican on his jury. There's a reason why Roger Stone didn't have a single veteran on his jury. But anyways, guys, I really want you to watch this documentary. It's in the description. If you don't feel like listening to my rant that I did after I found out she had been arrested, then don't. Just turn it off now and just go to the description and watch the documentary, because it's easily one of the most important documentaries we can share out there that have been released. As for Millie herself, we are going to stay on that, and we'll get updates on Monday. And I'll just show you real quick what her charges were, and then I'm going to let this rant fly. So yeah, we're at activistpost.com. Breaking InfoWars reporter Millie Weaver arrested on secret indictment. Spiro contacted the Portage County Sheriff's Office, and they confirmed Millie Weaver is in their custody. They also confirmed that she was served a secret indictment. The charges Miss Weaver faces are tampering with evidence, obstruction of justice, and domestic violence. The sheriff's office also confirmed she is being held without bond and will remain in custody over the weekend until she appears before a judge on Monday morning. And there is a GoFundMe started already. It will also be linked in the description. It was started by Ezra Levant. He was just trying to help her out, but the Weaver team knows that he's doing this, so it's been approved. Her emergency legal defense fund set a $20,000 goal, and it's at $26,000 now, and this was turned off for a while. I don't know why, but GoFundMe shut it down for a little while, but it's back up now. So share it, go there, comment, share it, even just donate $1 so that you can leave a comment in support of free press. You know? So yeah, I just wanted to cover the charges, cover the GoFundMe, tell you that a link to her new documentary is in the description, and I've uploaded it to BitChute, and I guess that's it. So without further ado, my rant about Millie Weaver getting arrested yesterday just prior to releasing her documentary. Not for nothing, but I was a little bit worked up. Alright, y'all. Later. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm a little bit late on this video, and I didn't know what I was gonna say to make this video. I still don't, so I'm just winging it. So let's go over the facts. Millie Weaver, reporter for InfoWars, has been working on a documentary quietly for sometime now called shadow government. She was put into contact with several former federal agents who had documents that showed the truth behind Spygate, the truth behind parallel platforms like the Hammer. And guys, this CPIC data mining type stuff, they've been doing this crap for a long, long time. The way Bradley Manning was treated, the way Julian Assange was treated, hell, the way Alex Jones was treated. We've known quietly for a long time that they're censoring real journalism. They're attempting to kill the Fourth Estate. And CNN and MSNBC and Fox News and all of the ones that you see on television, from OAN to Newsmax, all the way on down, they are not the Fourth Estate. They are propaganda machines for the CIA. I'm talking about real media. The people that they have demagogued. But I'm sorry, if you guys think that we're winning, we are not. If they can black bag and cart away Millie Weaver for making a documentary exposing truth about our government, then America is dead. It's gone. There have been those of us that have seen this coming for a long time, usually because of personal experience that has educated us beyond the American public. So there are people who stand on the walls and they yell when they see fire. Whether you like her or not, whether you agree with her politics or not, we can't allow this to happen. You have a vice president, a president, the former head of the CIA, the former head of the FBI, all proven to have worked a conspiracy against a duly elected president, and yet they cannot be bothered to have charges brought against them, according to Bill Barr. And yet, FBI agents, under the direction of the current douchebag in charge of the FBI, have been monitoring Millie Weaver. And I'll tell you how I know they've been monitoring her, because she was due to release her documentary today. And they showed up at her house this morning. So not only did they have Humet following her around, but they had Signet on her. They have been listening to her phones. They have been watching her internet, just like she said they could do in her documentary, which they are now working to make sure never sees the light of day. What kind of country do you think you live in? What kind of country do you actually live in? The people who have not completely been ideologically subverted at this point, you guys need to go and sit down in a mirror and look at yourselves and figure out what the f we're going to do about this. Because if they start blackbagging every journalist that gets documents handed to them by legitimate government sources, there is no more journalism. There is no more Fourth Estate. I told you guys if we allowed this to happen to Alex Jones, it was going to go right on down the line. If we let it happen to Julian Assange, it was going to go right on down the line. This is not the idea that I have been fighting for my entire life. This is the only side that matters. Now the sides matter. Christopher Wray needs to be drugged by his nostril into the White House to explain himself. That documentary needs to be guaranteed that it is released to the public. And the American people need to demand answers as to why this woman was arrested the day she was set to release her publication. And to all the people who feel like they need to be out in America in the streets, quote, fighting fascists, I've got news for you. This isn't a fascist country. It's a communist country. If we allow this to go, it's over. You guys, we need to make a decision here. We can't let this shit stand. What kind of country do you live in? What kind of country do you actually live in? Can you freely travel from state to state without roadblocks and being told that you have to quarantine for 2 weeks? Can you easily leave the country and go to any other country that you wish? Why did they build that wall? Are journalists allowed to produce whatever works they want? Are they able to keep a check on the government? Is that even possible any longer? It seems like since, I don't know, 2006, I've been mourning the slow death of my country. And I don't know why. I don't really look into Millie Weaver that much. I don't really watch Alex Jones that much anymore. I didn't even know she's coming out with this documentary, and I don't know why. But this strikes me as a kill shot. If we let this stand, there's no going back from this. That's why I'm making this video, because that's what I needed to say. If there's no pushback from this, the next thing that comes is the re-education camps and the gulags. And you think I'm lying. I am not lying to you. I'm telling you the truth about what's coming next if this isn't stopped. And if you've got somebody telling you that we're winning, you need to really think about that. And if you're one of those people that posts underneath every video, God wins, amen, God does win. But did you read the rest of that book? He wins at the end. At the end of what? Because Jesus said after all of these things come to pass. So you're skipping a bunch of shit, right? And it's bad shit. God does win, yes. But is it smart to just overlook the mountain of shit we're about to have to climb to get there? Does it help us get there by just pretending like nothing happens in between now and God wins? Millie Weaver, arrested today for making a documentary about a secret government agency, arrested by a secret grand jury who was put up to this by a secret government agency. Oh, it's okay, God wins, prayers. Every single American citizen capable of independent thought right now needs to sit down and think to themselves, what does this mean and what am I willing to do about it? Because I'm telling you right now, Assange wasn't the domino. A coup against Trump wasn't the domino. I never felt those feelings until now. This is where I'm telling you, if we let it go past here, there's no going back. And so from the time I found out about this and I listened to her being arrested and I listened to her children until the time I started making this video, I sat and I mourned the death of my country, of the idea of what my country could be. Because I don't think that there will be the response needed against this. Because I think that they've already programmed so many people to hate this woman that they'll be okay with her arrest because they don't like her. Because logic is dead. Because the only thing people care about now is emotion. This is a side effect of God wins. It gets worse before it gets better. It's not supposed to be getting better now. You know, for years, I have noticed that there is a group of people, and I'm not even going to mention people. I'm going to let you fill in the blanks here. There is a group of people that are being assaulted by all sides, and they are not even aware they're in a fight. And I feel like either get in the fight or get the fuck out of the way. Because all I hear is a bunch of fucking noise. And I understand that some of us started out the day happy because we saw that there was going to be a Durham announcement today around midnight last night, and that Durham announcement was coincided with the arrest of Millie Weaver. The mainstream media is covering the Durham release and not covering the Millie Weaver arrest. So what does that tell you about the timing of this, quote, Durham investigation release, where the lawyer who changed Carter Page's literal 302 by crossing it out signed a plea deal today? That's the news the MSM is covering, instead of saying Millie Weaver was arrested today. So if you think the DOJ is coming to the rescue, I got news for you. One of my first videos that took off was a video about the senior executive service. And I told you Barr was a SES member. I told you Christopher Wray was a SES member. I told you that. I am really, really doubting about what's going on right now. I'm not even seeing it covered enough in the truth community. It's almost like she's been blacklisted from even the truth channels. I don't know, maybe it'll get covered more the further down the line we get. I know Munders made a video about it. He made a video about it right when it came out. But I'm going to show you guys just the preview. Just the preview to the documentary that she was going to release today. I'll talk to you guys later.
People that worked for John Brennan approached me while I was in my specialist training in the Navy.
I worked for Obama's National Security Advisor, General James Jones, for about 8 years for the development of social media psychological warfare.
We're talking about military-grade psychological warfare weapons being used on American citizens.
Paid for by American taxpayers.
I was a contractor for various intelligence agencies. Our intelligence doesn't stay within our borders or within federal buildings.
Force Psychological Operations Group had no idea that we were going to be taking their years' worth of work that they paid us to do, and we kept the intellectual property rights to it and remarketed it, branded it commercially as the ShadowNet.
It pries into your demographic, your world. So if I want to blackmail you and put you under my thumb, not only will I know everything, I will know people I can get in contact to find out more about you. I had full access to communications between the former GCHQ director, Hannigan, Adam Schiff, Daniel Jones, Brennan, General Jones, and many, many more.
You may know where the Hillary Clinton emails are.
Would you want to see me in Leavenworth? Which I don't, by the way, so nobody raid me.
What basically you've heard just being described for the last 3 or 4 years with fake news and the fake news journalists, fake stories, fake dossier, all these things are attributes and characteristics of psychological warfare.
What did you name it ISI for?
I, like the iPhone, Psy for psychological warfare.
Okay.
These operations aren't like just small things. They have to coordinate and organize all of these things. They have to coordinate with the assets they have in the media. And they have to do all of this without any attribution to themselves.
And like I said, folks, there's going to be a link to that documentary in the description of this video, along with her GoFundMe. All right, I'll talk to y'all later.